Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving headfirst into a topic that really weighs on a lot of minds.
hmm
Whether you're, navigating your career or maybe just scrolling through the news, the profound impact of AI on jobs.
It's everywhere.
It really is. There's this fear, isn't there? This sort of pervasive idea that AI is coming to make human work obsolete.
Yeah, that narrative is strong.
But our deep dive today, well, it reveals a much more complex story. And
Mm,
frankly, I think a more empowering one.
I agree.
Our mission is to look beyond those sometimes sensational headlines and truly understand the dynamic, the evolving relationship between AI and human work. Okay, let's unpack this.
And, we won't just be looking at today's headlines either.
Right.
We should probably contextualize this current shift by briefly looking at historical technological revolutions,
Good idea.
understanding those past patterns, how they disrupted things, but also created entirely new types of work that can offer some surprising insights into how AI is integrating right now.
So learning from the past.
Exactly. Our goal here is really to equip you, the listener, with those critical nuggets of knowledge, those insights, helping you feel genuinely well-informed and prepared rather than just overwhelmed by it all.
Yeah, because it's undeniable that fear around AI and automation,
Mm-hmm.
it's a powerful narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Every time there's some new AI breakthrough,
Mm.
generative AI writing pre-sophisticated text,
Sure.
or advanced robotics in warehouses, boom, headlines screaming about jobs
Yeah.
disappearing.
You see it constantly.
And look, while the overall story, as we said, is nuanced and I think empowering, it's also true that for some specific roles, well, the transition is going to be profoundly challenging.
Absolutely.
It's going to demand new skills, real adaptability. So our mission today really is to explore both sides of this dynamic relationship.
That's a crucial distinction to make. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, I mean, this isn't entirely new territory, is it?
Right. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes.
Mhm.
That sort of thing.
Kind of. Think back to the agricultural revolution, or maybe more recently, the industrial revolution. Machines absolutely displaced certain kinds of manual labor, yes, no question.
Weaving looms, factory lines.
Exactly. But they simultaneously gave rise to entirely new industries, new professions, whole economic structures that just hadn't existed before.
So creation alongside disruption.
Precisely. This pattern of transformation of shifting work rather than outright destroying it, that seems to be what we're observing with AI as well. AI isn't just changing what we do, it's fundamentally changing how we do it.
Okay. So given that historical context,
Yeah.
what does that tell us about today? What are the human capabilities that remain uniquely ours, the ones AI still struggles with? And what does that imply for, future-proofing our careers?
Yeah, that's the key question.
When we talk about roles that seem relatively safe, let's say, from direct AI replacement,
Yeah.
certain categories do stand out, don't they? First, I think roles demanding true original creativity, like artists, novelists, innovative designers. Yes, AI can generate content, lots of it, quickly.
Sure, it can mimic styles.
Exactly. But that spark of a genuinely novel idea, or the nuanced interpretation of human experience, the real art of storytelling, that still feels, well, distinctly human.
I agree. And building on that, another compelling area is roles deeply rooted in human connection and emotional intelligence.
The EQ factor.
Right. Think therapists, teachers, nurses fields where empathy, complex interpersonal communication, genuine human understanding. They aren't just beneficial, they're foundational.
AI can maybe simulate empathy, but it can't feel it.
Precisely. It can assist, definitely,
Yeah.
but it can't feel or relate in that human way. And then there are the practical hands-on jobs in unpredictable environments.
Right, like skilled tradespeople.
Exactly. Plumbers, electricians, even, say, chefs in a busy, dynamic kitchen. These roles need adaptable problem-solving, manual dexterity in a world that just doesn't follow neat, predictable scripts.
Yeah, AI needs predictable data, predictable environments, mostly.
For all its power, yeah, it still operates best within defined parameters. The real world is messy.
Okay, that makes perfect sense for unpredictable physical tasks. But what about strategic decision-making? That's an area where AI can process huge amounts of data, predict outcomes. How do we define human judgment there beyond just, like, gut feeling?
That's a great question.
What specific aspects does AI really miss in high-level strategy?
Well, it's about integrating multiple, often conflicting inputs data, yes, but also context, experience, potential consequences. And then applying wisdom, ethical frameworks, and a deep understanding of human behavior to make those decisions, especially decisions with high stakes and long-term implications.
So it's more than just pattern recognition.
Much more. AI provides incredible support by analyzing patterns in vast data sets, finding correlations we might miss. But it lacks true common sense. It doesn't grasp subtle societal nuances or, crucially, make value judgments.
It can tell you what is based on the data.
Exactly, but not necessarily what should be. That kind of leadership, that complex ethical reasoning, navigating ambiguity, that remains firmly in the human domain, I think.
So AI is an incredible analytical tool.
An amazing tool, but it doesn't possess a moral compass or, visionary foresight. It doesn't imagine a different future in the way a human leader can.
Okay, so the key theme emerging here isn't replacement, it's augmentation. That's a really powerful distinction. Could you give us a concrete example? How does that look in practice for, say, a customer support representative? Because for many people, the fear is my job will be automated, not my job will be changed.
Absolutely. That's a perfect example. Think about a customer support rep today.
Okay.
An AI can now handle maybe the initial triage of customer queries. It can answer frequently asked questions instantly, 2047. It could even draft potential responses based on past successful interaction.
Right, taking away the repetitive stuff.
Exactly. This isn't eliminating the human rep. It's freeing them from those repetitive, arguably lower value tasks. The human agent can then focus their energy on the truly complex issues, the emotionally charged calls, or the unique edge case problems that require real empathy, creative problem solving, maybe de-escalation skills.
So the AI handles the routine, the human handles the exceptions and the complex emotions.
Precisely. They become a sort of human-AI hybrid team. The AI handles data processing, maybe initial drafting, information retrieval, and the human provides the nuanced communication, the critical thinking, the genuine problem resolution, the relationship building. It's about leveraging the best of both worlds.
And that makes the human agent potentially more valuable, focusing on higher level skills.
Far more efficient and focused on those higher value interactions, yes.
That's a great example. It really shifts the focus, doesn't it? From simply what AI can do to what humans can do better with AI as a partner.
That's the mindset shift.
Okay, so if AI is increasingly going to be a partner in our work, what can we as listeners do right now? How can we prepare to not just survive, but actually thrive in this evolving landscape? We've sort of distilled it down to 5 key strategies based on what we're seeing. First, and this seems crucial, get hands-on with AI tools.
Yeah, don't be afraid of them.
Right. Even if it's just experimenting with something like ChatGPT for brainstorming ideas or using an AI design tool like Midjourney to visualize concepts, or maybe leveraging AI assistance if you're in coding. Just familiarizing yourself, getting comfortable, that dramatically boosts productivity and understanding.
Absolutely. Play with them. See what they can do for you. Second, and this connects to what we were just saying, double down on uniquely human transferable skills.
The ones AI struggles with.
Exactly. We're talking about creativity, critical thinking, complex communication, both written and verbal, and, of course, emotional intelligence. These are fundamentally AI-resistant because they tap into our deepest cognitive and social abilities. Abilities AI can perhaps mimic on the surface, but not authentically generate.
And that also includes adapting to new roles AI creates, right?
Oh, absolutely. Interestingly, entirely new job categories are emerging because of AI itself. Things like prompt engineers, people who become experts at crafting effective queries to get the best out of generative AI.
Learning how to talk to the machine.
Essentially, yes. Or AI ethicist and bias auditor, crucial roles ensuring these powerful systems are developed and deployed fairly and responsibly. These roles are inherently human-centric, dealing with values and judgment.
Okay, so getting hands-on, building human skills. Right. What's third?
Third, while you don't necessarily need to become a software engineer or a data scientist, developing a basic understanding of data and logic is increasingly valuable.
Sort of AI literacy.
Kind of. Knowing, for instance, how to structure information so a large language model can work with it effectively, or how to critically interpret the outputs from a machine learning model, understanding its limitations, that helps you truly leverage AI as a tool, rather than just passively using it or being confused by it.
Makes sense. Fourth, maintain a relentless curiosity. This field is moving so fast.
It really is, almost week by week sometimes.
So follow developments in AI. Experiment with new platforms as they emerge. Don't be afraid to try new tools, even if they seem a bit intimidating at first. The landscape is constantly shifting, and just staying informed, staying adaptable, that's a kind of superpower right now.
Continuous learning is key.
And finally, number 5, and perhaps this is the most crucial one, be human first.
Mm-hmm.
Really lean into what makes you uniquely human. This includes that empathy we talked about, but also strategic vision, humor, ethical reasoning, building trust. The future of work, it really seems, belongs to those who learn to work with AI, seeing it as an augmenting partner, a powerful tool, not simply as a replacement to be feared.
Well said.
So just to quickly recap the core message from this deep dive,
Mm-hmm.
the evidence suggests AI is more of a job shifter than a job killer.
Right. A transformation, not an ending.
The future of work really looks like it involves augmentation, human-AI collaboration, and the key for all of us is adaptability, focusing on those uniquely human skills.
Mm-hmm.
So we encourage you, our listeners, to reflect on those actionable steps we discussed. Learning AI tools, really building those transferable skills like creativity, communication, problem solving, getting comfortable with data and logic, staying curious, and, maybe most importantly, being human first, doubling down on things like empathy, vision, maybe even humor, and certainly ethics.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, stepping back for a moment, truly embracing what makes us uniquely human, those qualities you just listed, empathy, vision, humor, ethics, maybe that is what will unlock entirely new forms of innovation and connection. Things that AI can only ever support, but never truly initiate on its own.
That's a fascinating thought.
It leaves us with a question, really, for you to ponder. How might being truly human first in an AI-augmented world lead us to breakthroughs, to new ways of connecting and creating that we can't even imagine right now, simply by leveraging our distinct capabilities in ways we've only just begun